Hello, thank you for joining today's webinar session. Thank you for this opportunity and thank you for joining us to talk about to reduce cost, how to manage assets, maintenance, facilities, fleets, and energy management operations digitally in a paperless work environment. My name is Kevin Devecioglu. I'm the Managing Director of Beam3 International. Today, with my colleagues, we'll be talking about how you can actually reduce costs at your organization while managing your assets and maintenance operations. Let me introduce colleagues. I have my colleague, Sam Watt. He's our pre-sales software engineer from our engineering team. He's with us today. Also, we have our Beam product manager, Hakan Aydoklu, is also with us. So together, we'll be performing the demonstration and presentation as well during this executive webinar series. In this session, it ends today, and we like to start with a demonstration right away. And then we'll talk about our company as well as details of how to reduce costs in this digital environment. Today, our focus is Beam, our enterprise level asset, maintenance, facility, fleet, and energy management software. Beam is a proprietary software of Beam3 International, and we have been developing 1998. We have more than 400 corporate customers, and there are more than 15 million assets being managed on Beam by our customers. When we say assets, we are referring to machinery, equipment, properties, cars, trucks, fleets, and facilities that you may have. All these are basically defined as assets of your corporation. Today, my colleague Sam will be demonstrating to you how you can use Beam in a digital environment. He'll be talking about asset management in terms of how to extend life cycle, the lifetime of your assets, your machinery, equipment, and facilities, for example. How to manage maintenance operations. When we say maintenance, we are referring to periodic, preventive, and predictive maintenance. He'll be also talking about spare part management, those parts that you need to perform maintenance operations. And finally, there are reports and executive dashboards that we need to be talking about as part of Beam. To reduce costs as well as asset management, the most important thing is to be proactive. So how can you be proactive? You can be proactive by performing periodic, preventive, and as well as predictive maintenance operations, which we are offering with Beam software solution. The more proactive you are, the less unplanned breakdowns you will have, so that you can take good care of your assets, your machinery, your equipment, your cars, trucks, and facilities, and they can serve you better for a longer period of time. That is the goal. So with Beam, in a digital environment, you can run and you can perform all these in a paperless work environment. Beam is also a certified Acumatica ERP solution. So Beam can work standalone as a standalone asset and maintenance management software. So there is no other software needed to run Beam. As an option and as an alternative, you can also run Beam integrated with Acumatica. So my colleague Sam will be demonstrating Beam with an Acumatica ERP screen. Just keep in mind that that's not the only way you can use Beam. Beam doesn't need another software to run. However, just to make it easy for you to understand as to how Acumatica as well as Beam actually interacting and working together, we'll be presenting and demonstrating Beam within Acumatica ERP screen. After Sam's demonstration, I'll take over the screen and we'll talk about details of Beam, benefits of being proactive and predictive as much as possible, and we'll talk about who we are and what we do. Sam, if you are ready, would you like to take the screen?
Sure. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for your introduction. And this is Sam from Beam3 International. I'm the pre-sales software engineer based in New York. And thank you for joining today's webinar. So what you can see on your screen now is the Acumatica homepage. As Kevin mentioned, Beam is the certified software of Acumatica, so that Beam can work on the same screen of Acumatica. And today I will demonstrate Beam and show you how to manage asset, maintenance, facilities, fleet, and also energy digitally to reduce costs. So first of all, this is the home screen of Beam. After you log in, you can see the dashboard on your home screen, and the dashboard will show all the real-time data in the widgets in a form of scorecard, a list, a table, pie chart, or bar chart. So with the overview of this dashboard, it's helped you to keep tracking the performance of your company and also the KPI of your organization. So considering the top left widget, this is different locations or departments of your company. And when you click one of them in this list, and you will see all the real-time data will change accordingly. It's also helped you to keep tracking the performance if you have different locations for your company. On the top left, this is the main menu of Beam, and you can find all the available modules. Thanks to the modular structure of Beam, you can pick and choose the modules that you want to have and deploy on your system. Also, Beam is a permission-based system, which means not everyone can see everything. The typical example is the modules in this main menu. So you will see what you're supposed to do based on the permissions that are granted to your account. So you have different permission based on your role, position, profession, department, or group. And first of all, let us get into the asset module. In this module, you can find the Google map that we have integrated with Beam, and you can pinpoint the location of your facilities or the location of your plants. So you can see the basic information like the address, how many assets, equipment, machineries, for example, they're under maintenance operation. In addition, you can integrate with the GPS that is equipped on your moving asset as well. So for example, you send your truck to the service provider for maintenance or for repair. So on this map, you can see the real-time location of your moving asset and make sure your truck will be in service on place and in time. Oh, okay, and then we go to the graphical asset tree. And right here, you can upload the blueprint or the floor plan of your facilities. After that, you can also pinpoint the location of your fixed asset, and you can have an overview the status of your equipment or facility or your machineries. And as now you can see they're all in green color, which means they are under production, which means working fine. If we have any maintenance operation that we schedule to our fixed assets, then their color will be turned into red. And it is also dynamic in the system as well, which means once you have scheduled maintenance in the maintenance module, then the status of this asset will be under maintenance and its color will be turned into red. And now in Beam, we can also see the asset tree, and it will show the structure of your organization in a hierarchy form, so that we can get into the asset tree. And for different, for example, locations or department, we can expand our asset tree and see what kind of equipment or machinery that we have allocated in this location or department. In addition, you can have the asset line here as well, which means you can combine two different assets to perform a single task by using our system. And if there's any task or maintenance operation that is assigned to the parent asset, it will automatically apply to the dependent asset as well. So right here, this is the asset list that we integrate with Acumatica and retrieve all the information to our system. So by using Beam, you can also manage the information of your asset, like the brand, the model, serial number, buying price, and so on. In addition, you can define the material that will be used by this asset for maintenance purposes, and also assign the maintenance team. Excuse me, it's loading. And also you can define the maintenance team that take care of this asset for all the maintenance operation. So this team will be the default maintenance team to take care of this asset. Furthermore, you can assign the plan or the maintenance plan as a reference for the maintenance team. And some more information like inspection or information, you can also manage under this legitimate proceedings. So it's helped you to make sure your asset, for example, your truck, will not expire in terms of its inspection and also insurance. It is because once they are expired and you didn't update it, and they are not up to date, so that you have to stop the production that's contributed by this asset, and it will raise the cost to your company. And by using Beam, you can also upload the image of your asset as well, since the appearance is one of the best ways that you identify which asset you're interacting with. And you are more than welcome to upload the document like handbook, safety guideline, or instruction in Beam. And now let us go to the maintenance module. So think about, like we have an unplanned breakdown to our asset, like our truck. Then the person or the worker on the ground, like the driver, can file a fast request and request for the maintenance for the truck. So right here, this is the form, and you can file the information like the asset that has the problem. And then we can also pick and choose the work type and also the failure code. And in the open text box, you can also provide some supportive information right here. For example, the engine is not working, for example. And Beam has its own native mobile application so that you can file this fast request form by using your handheld device like tablet or your smartphone. And after that, you can, for example, take a picture by your handheld device and then upload it to Beam and connect it with this work request as evidence and also a supportive information to the maintenance department or the control center. Once it is ready, then we can create this work request, and this work request will be sent to the work order pool. So to the work order pool, it's mostly managed by the maintenance department and also the control center. So right here, we can find our work request that we have just filed, for example, and then start scheduling it and assign this to the responsible team. For example, this is the work request I just created. As you can see, all the information I filled in from the fast request form, they will be sent to this work order automatically. So as for the responsible person in the maintenance department, I can right away schedule a start date for the maintenance operation. For example, starting from September 28th to September 30th. After that, I can pick and choose the engineer to perform the maintenance operation in this work order. I'm going to pick myself, Sam, as the engineer. And also, we can pick and choose the material that will be used for this maintenance operation. For example, the battery, and also maybe the gear. And those now are selected, And we can define it right here as the used material, and also pick and choose the quantity that we need. For example, for the gear, I need 5 of them, and for the battery, I need 1. If there is any services provided by the third party, we can record in this work order as well. For example, the services provided by the subcontractor or vendor, so that we can record here and also update the quantity that we need from this third party. For example, like 4 hours or 4 days. And you will see the total cost will be calculated, and it is the cost that the quantity of the services multiplied with the unit price. In addition, we can also find the work steps here. So these are the reference for the engineer, and the engineers are supposed to follow this step in terms of this work order. And right here, we can also find the document that we attach as a reference for the maintenance team, and all the costs will be calculated by the system. And right here is give you an idea how much this work order is going to cost your company. And by using our system, you can see the work request you created will be sent to the work order pool right after the work request is created, so that it's make sure we have a quick response to all the unplanned breakdown and avoid any causes that is generated or result by this unplanned breakdown. And in order to keep your asset at the best condition, so that you can also create the preventive maintenance by using BEAM. So it's helped you to avoid any unplanned breakdown. And similar to create the work order. So first of all, we have to create or select the asset that we want to have the preventive maintenance. And after that, we can select how we are going to measure to have the preventive maintenance. Like if it is by the time period, like day, week, or month. So if we select day and we enter 365, you will see the next maintenance date will update automatically. So if day or the time period is not the best unit of measurement, you can also pick and choose the follow-up by counters, so that we will have the meter reading from the IoT devices that is equipped on your asset and have your next maintenance operation accordingly. So the measurement can be like by the production, rotation, vibration, temperature, humidity, or even the kilometer for your truck, for example. Every 10,000 kilometer, then we should have a next preventive maintenance. So those can be defined in BEAM, and our system will send you the notification automatically in BEAM and also to your email inbox. And make sure you will not miss any important preventive maintenance scheduled by using our system. And this is how you can make sure your asset is at the best condition and avoid any unplanned breakdown and bring any additional cost to your company. So you can also define the material that will be used and attach any document as a reference for the maintenance team in this preventive maintenance definition as well. And in BEAM, we also have the material module as known as a spare part management module. In this module, you can manage your materials or spare parts in this module. And as you can see now right here, those are the materials that we retrieve from Acumatica. But also we can use BEAM as a standalone. It's absolutely based on your preference. And in terms of managing the information of your material. So you can record the information of your material, like the barcode number, the brand, the model, and expiration date if there's any. For example, to the for chemical industry, those material might have the expiration date. And another nice features in BIM is you can create the warehouse parameters. So you can record different warehouse that you have and also define the maximum, minimum, and safety stock level. By using these warehouse parameters, it's helped you to optimize your inventory costs, and also it's helped you to manage your spare part and make sure your spare part will not run out in your warehouse as well. So once the stock level of your spare part in this particular warehouse reach the safety stock level, the system will send you and also the responsible person of that warehouse a notification and make sure they will purchase more spare part to this warehouse. And if there's any document, again, like the handbook, like the instruction or safety guideline, you can attach right here and upload the picture of your spare parts. Especially to the materials, they might have similar name, but they have absolutely different appearance, so that the image will be a great help to you and make sure you will not use the wrong spare part for your maintenance operation. In addition, in this module, you can manage the transaction of your material, like incoming or withdrawal, or transfer from one location and to the other location. So for example, we purchase more material to our warehouse so that we can manage right here and pick and choose the warehouse and then select the materials that is going to increase its quantity. So we are going to take the gear as an example again. So for example, to this gear, we are going to have 10 more, and you can also enter the price of this spare part as well. And one thing here is you can refer to the last purchase price of your gears. So if you clicking the last purchase price, and it is a big difference. For example, now we purchase it for $200. Maybe we shouldn't have this material get into our warehouse. And instead, we should contact the vendor and see why we have this rocket in the purchase price in order to make sure we get our purchase price at a reasonable level. So once it is ready, and then we can save it, and this material will be increased in its quantity in our system. And at last, we come to the personnel module, as known as skill management module. By using this module, you can record the information of your employees. For example, like the name of your employees, the department, the warehouse they're working at, the shift, and also their wage. You can also upload the picture of your employee as well. So right here, you can upload different documents and connect with this employee. For example, the license or certificate. The reason why, because for many for using certain equipment of machineries, the engineer should be certified or with certain license. And by using BIM, we help you to make sure the employee have that particular license, and also the license is not expired. The system will send a notification to the employee and also the responsible person regarding the expiration of the license of this employee. So this is how we can make sure you will not, or your production will not stop because of this license issue, and avoid any unplanned breakdown due to this license issue as well. Furthermore, in this module, you can find the resource occupation calendar. In this calendar, you can see the schedule of the employee and also compare the schedule of different employees. So it helps you to avoid any conflict while you're assigning the task to the employees, and make sure your business operation will keep running. So after talking 4 basic modules of BIM, I want to also show you the reporting tool in BIM. BIM provides over 10,000 ready-made reports. So in every module, you can see the reporting tool, and it allows you to create different ready-made report, like the asset status report in the asset management module. You can put the condition to your report and then generate it. All your data will be shown in a table and also in a pie chart. You're more than welcome to export your report into PDF, Excel, or image for sharing with any responsible parties. And right here, you can see the schedule button, which means you can set up a date and time or have your schedule and ask BIM to send you this report automatically. And in this configuration, BIM will send you this report every day at 9 in the morning. So you don't have to log into the system and generate this report every single time you need it. And instead, you will receive it every day or every morning in your email inbox. It's come to the end of my demonstration. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam, for your demonstration. Let me take over the screen and we can continue our webinar session. Okay, great. So during this demonstration, we had a chance to show you and demonstrate for you how BIM can help you manage your assets, maintenance operations, facilities, fleets, and energy in a digital environment in order to reduce cost. BIM is a digital tool that you can use 24/7, no matter where you are. It is because it has a very modern technology that I'll talk more about in a minute. It works on cloud, it works on-premise server, so you can access BIM remotely, which is actually very practical, especially in the face of COVID-19 nowadays. All of us are actually facing. It is important to have this type of powerful tool to reduce cost, to manage assets and maintenance operations. Great. After this demonstration, I'd like to introduce our company to you briefly, and then I'd like to talk about BIM and importance of digital asset and maintenance management a little bit. And then we can address your questions, that we have been receiving many questions from your side. We are BIM International, and we are an enterprise software maker since 1998. We are based in New York, and we have a global presence. In essence, we help companies adopt digital transformation and help them simplify business processes. We are very active in business communities, in many different business communities, manufacturing, logistics, finance, professional services, and many other organizations. So the idea is to basically interact with businesses in different verticals, different industries, to learn from them and communicate how we can help them. We also have an educational internship program called Universal BIM International for university students to learn from us how to do pre-sales as well as software engineering. As I mentioned earlier, we have a global presence. While we are based in New York, we are also active in Europe, we are active in Middle East, Asia, Africa, South America, and many other regions globally. We are ISO 9001 certified and ISO 27001 certified. We have policies and procedures in place to make sure we always deliver the highest quality of projects at every single opportunity that we get. As you see also on the screen, we also partner with many different companies, Acumatica, Microsoft, SAP, Mayavi, and many other companies, as you see on the screen. Since 1998, we focus on these 4 products: EBA, BEAM, QDMS, and Ensemble. EBA is our workflow engine. It helps companies automate their business processes. BEAM, as we have been talking about today and demonstrated earlier, that's our asset and maintenance management system. We have QDMS for quality, risk, audit, and compliance management, and we have Ensemble for intelligent business process modeling and performance management. Also in the bottom, you can see a contract management application. We developed EBA to help companies manage their contracts digitally. And we have a new product coming called Synergy, which is an upgrade of EBA, a native cloud workflow engine automation platform coming up soon. So that is what we have been doing since 1998. That's why we are successful, because we are very focused, as you see, and we are specialized in our products. Our products work on cloud as well as on-premise servers. They integrate with each other. They have natural integrations, and also we interact and integrate our products to ERP systems, CRM systems, and other systems available in the marketplace as well as at customers' infrastructure. Since 1998, we deployed thousands of projects. Some of them I put on the screen, as you see, and these numbers are by the end of last year. So right now, these are actually much higher. As for BEAM, as I mentioned earlier, we have more than 400 corporate customers, and there are more than 15 million assets being managed on BEAM. We have millions of users overall using our products globally. We have a lot of customers who are putting their confidence in us, who rely on our company and our products, which we are proud of. We work with these companies for years and many years to come. We work with 3M, we work with AstraZeneca, Bridgestone, Renaissance Alliance, Ford, for example. Unilever is one of our customers. We work with United Nations, Starbucks, International Paper, and many other organizations, reputable organizations, as you see on the screen. So when we talk about asset and maintenance management, our angle, our approach is actually from digital transformation, digital business transformation point of view. What is digital transformation? Digital transformation is adapting your organization's strategy and structure to capture opportunities enabled by technology. This is the easiest and very straightforward definition that we enjoy sharing. So there are benefits of adapting digital transformation. You can be more competitive, you can reduce cost, you can be more proactive, more efficient, you can increase customer satisfaction, you can increase your market share, and you can be more compliant to various quality standards as well as regulatory obligations that you need to comply with. So when we look at BEAM, that is actually designed to help you adopt digital transformation while you are managing your assets and maintenance operations. There are benefits of course, BEAM. So once BEAM is available, that basically helps you manage your assets. You can take control of your operations, your business from the asset management point of view. The idea is to extend the life cycle of assets, your machinery, equipment. The longer they serve your company is better. In addition, you can also manage your maintenance operations. You can also extend the productivity, efficiency of your assets in addition to their lifetime. In terms of spare parts as well as technicians and subcontractors, with the help of BEAM, since you are digital now, paperless, and you have notifications, you have escalations, you have reports, and you have executive KPIs and dashboards available, basically you can run your operations in this sense as well. Also, you can manage the compliance operations of your company, quality management, regulatory requirements. All these can also be managed with the help of Beam in a digital environment. Some of the important features as well as benefits of Beam I need to mention. For example, as for benefits, our customers have been reporting reduction of maintenance costs 15 to 20% once they deploy Beam. Also, we have been getting reports from our customers 40 to 80% reduction in maintenance failure, which is also an important benefit if you think about it. And Beam comes with a workflow engine which helps to manage your permissions and approvals in a digital environment. And it has ready-made reports, just like my colleague mentioned earlier. We have more than ready-made 10,000 reports available on Beam to help you manage and track your operations and performance in a digital environment. Beam has a very modern technology. It is ready to integrate with other systems. It is ready to integrate with ERP systems, CRM systems, MES systems, manufacturing execution systems, as well as IoT devices and your PLC equipment, for example. So the idea is to be as preventive, actually as predictive as possible. So in that sense, IoT devices and PLC equipment is very important. So you can get an idea of how the machinery or equipment is doing by receiving certain symptoms. For example, temperature, vibration, and so on can give you an idea of how your machinery or equipment is doing. As for verticals of Beam, it's been actually being used in many different industries, manufacturing, for plant maintenance management, facility and property management companies, and verticals, for example, for facilities management. Hospitality is another industry that Beam has been in the marketplace. Transportation, logistics for fleet management, especially, right? Fleet of cars, trucks, and other vehicles that you may have at your disposal. Aviation industry, aerospace, construction is another machinery and equipment-oriented industry. Mining, oil and gas industry, these are also heavy equipment-oriented industries that we have been offering Beam, and we have customers using Beam in those verticals as well. Rental equipment as well as healthcare and pharma industry. So when you look at the operations, basically you can run with Beam to reduce cost, You can actually run plant maintenance management operations, facility management, field service management, fleet maintenance management, hospitality maintenance management, as well as asset leasing and renting operations that you can run digitally with no need of paper in order to reduce costs. Beam has many different modules. My colleague Sam demonstrated earlier. So we have basic module set, consists of asset management, maintenance management, spare part management, and personnel, also known as resource management module. So if you have these 4 modules, you can run your asset and maintenance management operations digitally. To support basic module, we have additional modules such as purchasing management, energy management, and service after sales management module. And also we have an executive dashboard to help you manage your KPIs. Beam is multi-language, multi-currency, and multi-location. If you have multiple locations, you can manage them on Beam. If you're active in different regions, you can use Beam with different currency as well as different languages. So multi-language option is also available. In essence, Beam helps you manage your man, machine, and material, just like managing production operations. So you need your equipment, machinery, you need your materials, and you need staff, experts who's going to be performing maintenance on your equipment and machinery. So that is done with Beam digitally. With the help of executive dashboard, you can track and monitor your KPIs of your organization as for your service cost, your labor cost, material cost, open maintenance operations, and other KPIs that you like to set. This part is pretty configurable. Also, there is a native mobile application that we need to share some information about. With the help of the native mobile app, which works with Android as well as iOS devices, as for smartphones and tablets, you can request maintenance at your organization. If you are a technician and if you are performing a maintenance operation, with the help of these mobile application, you can also get a checklist as to what steps you need to take when you are performing that maintenance operation. And once you are done, you can close that test and you can get to receive the next one, for example. So that is very practical. It also has barcode and QR code reading capabilities. You can take picture as well while you're putting together a report after maintaining your equipment or machinery, or when you're requesting a maintenance, for example. So we are pushing the limits of the technology to help you run your asset and maintenance operations mobile as well. Great. So before we talk about some of the questions that we have been receiving, I'd like to also invite you to our YouTube channel, which is Beamster International YouTube channel, for you to watch our previous product videos as well as educational and informative webinar sessions. They are available on YouTube, and we keep adding new content to our YouTube channel on weekly basis. So we encourage you, we welcome you, and we invite you to our YouTube channel. And please subscribe and follow us on YouTube. Thank you very much in advance. So let's talk about some of your questions. One of the questions that I received as for reducing costs for asset management and maintenance management is your system modular, or you offer all these modules that you showed us? So as I mentioned earlier, that is, the system is modular, so you don't have to have everything. As Sam demonstrated earlier, what you can do is you can pick and choose what module you like. Typically, the basic module set, which is asset, maintenance, spare part, and resource management modules, are enough for you to manage your asset and maintenance operations. So when we say maintenance, we are referring to periodic, preventive, and predictive maintenance. Of course, if there is a breakdown, you can also manage it on Beam. But again, the idea is to be predictive and preventive as possible, so you won't have any unplanned breakdown. So how is your security levels and security features in Beam while we are reducing costs? What type of security features are available in Beam? Sam, would you like to address this question?
Hello, Kevin?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, great. I thought I'm disconnected since I couldn't hear the question well. Can you repeat it?
Oh, okay. Oh, absolutely. The question is, what type of security features we have in Beam?
So in Beam, we have our security features like the encryption in the database. So so Beam will be the only tool that can decrypt all the data that you have entered in the database. First of all, this is one of the security. And also for Beam, every user will have their own credentials. So they can only log in with the credentials of its own accounts. And again, the password that we save is encrypted in the database so that no one can take it away from you from the database. And this is how we keep our security, how to keep Beam insecure. Moreover, Beam is a permission-based system. So you will see what you're supposed to do based on the permission that we have defined during the implementation. So that if the user, he's not supposed to edit, for example, any information of the asset in the system, he or she cannot do that unless the users have the permission. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam. Yes, the permission feature is actually very important. That is where you basically set the rules and accessibility of Beam in your organization. That is critical. And it's just like actually running your operations without paper. So without a software or technologically, if you're on paper, for example, not everyone can access every single folder, right? So you have certain cabinets, certain drawers, certain parts that you share with certain team members, and some of them you don't share. So same concept, same hierarchy, you apply it on Beam in a digital environment. So you set the rules, you decide who can see what, and that role-based infrastructure helps you design your permissions in the organization. So everything is safe and secure, and you allow people to see what they are supposed to see, which is an important security feature. If you don't use the system for a while, it logs out automatically. That is an important also feature as well. So some mentioned important things that's for encryption. That's an important feature to keep the information safe and secure. And the audit trail is also important. So we know who accessed the system, how long they use it, what they do, and these are all recorded. We have logs available in Beam, so that's reportable, traceable, and you can see who is doing what, for how long, what part of the system. You'll be aware of it. It's an important feature, if you think about it, to have a safe and secure work environment while you are reducing costs. These are some of the additional benefits and features that you can keep in mind of Beam. There is a question about mobile application. I think I addressed it, but I can just repeat it for quick. So the question is about if there is a mobile application. So the answer is yes, and it works on Android as well as iOS devices. So that is available, and you can do all these things that we have been showing, demonstrating in a laptop or a desktop version of your computer, for example. You can do the same things on your with the help of your mobile device, your smartphone as well as tablet, which is very practical. Very practical. We get a lot of good feedback with regards to mobile application of Beam. Nowadays, everyone has a smartphone, tablet, so that's an important feature, and I must say benefit nowadays to be mobile. There is a question about pricing, so we don't talk about pricing during the webinar, but we keep our email addresses on the screen. So if you have any other questions, if you'd like to continue this conversation, you can always send us an email and we can stay in touch and we can talk further. Okay, great. I think we addressed all the questions. So in this demo session, in this executive webinar session, we talk about how you can manage your assets and maintenance operations with the help of Beam, our asset maintenance, facility, and energy management software that is designed to help you reduce costs. So when we are reducing costs on a high level, we need to be planned and we need to be as proactive as possible. The important thing is to have no unplanned breakdown. We don't want to have an unplanned breakdown. We want to plan everything ahead of time We want to prepare our resources, we want to prepare our assets, our spare parts, our equipment, and team members early on. That is how we can be proactive. That's how we can reduce costs. Anything happen during operations of manufacturing or logistics or hospitality or pharma industry or construction industry, it'll be much more costly if you think about it. That is why it is important to be proactive. That's why it's important to be as predictive and as preventive as possible while you are managing your assets. And if you think about it, having machinery and equipment or fleets of cars, trucks, and other vehicles, for example, these are your assets, and you like to use them as long as possible. For you to keep them longer period of time, you need to take good care of them. That requires a maintenance program, which is periodic, preventive, and predictive maintenance. So typically in the marketplace, we see a lot of periodic maintenance. Some more sophisticated companies, they also put together a preventive maintenance management operation to make sure they are supporting their periodic maintenance operations. And some more sophisticated companies, and those companies like to extend even further the lifetime of their assets, equipment, machinery, and so on. They basically implement a predictive maintenance management program, which is very important because that requires maybe smart sensors, maybe PLC devices. However, with the help of this type of equipment, you can be predictive. Just like we mentioned earlier, with the help of this type of smart sensors or PLC equipment, you get certain symptoms from your machinery and equipment. That's typically temperature, vibration, and other symptoms. And it shows something, it means something. But before anything breaks down, you can see these symptoms and you can take action. And with the help of BIM, you can automate these actions. You don't have to, write an email, you don't have to make a phone call. You can set your rules, and BIM can help you take action automatically, which is very important to reduce costs and to be proactive. That is how it is designed. Great, thank you very much. I'd like to thank you for your time and thank you for your interest for this webinar session. I'd like to thank also for this opportunity. Thank you for inviting us. And we are looking forward to meeting you in our coming executive webinar series. Thank you very much and have a nice day.